This is Tecker 901, episode 79, Tablet PC. Hi, I'm Plasmeier.
And I'm Reed Dame.
And today we're going to talk more about tablet PCs. We talked a little bit about them in the OneNote episode, but now we're going to talk more about them, what they are, and the different types of them. So a tablet PC is basically, it's a computer that you can write on that somehow converts to this form factor. Now there are different types of them. There are convertibles, which is the most popular type, which is what this is, where it starts out as a normal laptop. So normal laptop closes, but then the screen swivels like this and folds down over the keyboard and has a pen. There we go, locks in. It has a pen you can write on the screen. This is a tablet PC. These two are actually tablet PCs. See, we're kind of big fans of them. We have a bunch.
Another type of tablet PC is a slate tablet PC. That's where if you had this, but then without this keyboard, there would just be the screen, and you would just write on it. There's no actual keyboard. You would just write on the screen.
Right. So it just is like this. It doesn't click open. It's just a screen with a backing. There are a few of these. Mostly like in the 9-inch size for like companies, like if you're on your feet all day or something. They're not very popular at all.
Yeah, I don't really like them because you don't have a keyboard unless you attach one.
Right.
Yeah, I find that kind of annoying.
Right. They're a hybrid type, which is like the Sony Vaio, which is basically, it's like the slate type, like 9 inches with the keyboard slides out. We'll have a picture on the screen. Again, these were sort of popularized. The UMPC is kind of like that as well. These were kind of popularized before the netbook trend came out. The idea of a $400, $300, $200 laptop that was really cheap came out. These are like the slate ones are like $2,000. The convertibles, the most popular. You can probably find them for maybe $800 to $1,000, but they list for like $2,000 new. They definitely are more expensive than PCs in part because they're not discounted as much.
Yeah, if you're looking at a tablet PC, it might be $200–300 more than a laptop with comparable specs,
Right.
just because it has the built-in pen feature and the fancy screen.
The problem is that they're not widely available. It's not, if you walk into Best Buy, they maybe have one, if any, models. So, and it'll probably be like a higher end model. So, but if you do like check online, then it is like $200 or $300 more than a comparable PC if you shop around. So, why would you need to use a tablet PC? Well, Reed and I are both students, and we use it in school. I use it in school, like in physics class. Or math class is the only time when I really use it in tablet mode, and I can write equations and draw pictures really easily in tablet mode. You can put in equations while you're typing using equation editors, but they're really slow, and you'd only use those if you're like wanting to publish, papers. You're not going to be just doing your homework in an equation editor unless you really want to pull your hair out. But why would you want to use tablets instead of paper? Like for me, on physics, the physics questions are actually online, so I can go online and then take a screenshot of the question. For example, this question, which has a diagram, and then I can actually draw on the diagram, and that helps me learn. It also helps me keep me organized because I have everything from school in here for notes. We talked about this in the OneNote episode, how it's one thing to carry around. I don't have to find if I have my binders, if I put in my notes that I did yesterday. I don't have to print stuff. It's just it's having a laptop, plus the laptop has the ability to write on it.
In addition, let's say a lot of people in the business world might have a tablet PC, because when you compare having a normal laptop like this, and then you're inputting text, this is mostly out in the field, you're inputting text like this, you're going to have to either be pecking or you're going to have to put it down. Whereas, let's say you have a tablet PC and you're out in the field, you hold it with one hand, input text with the other, and you're good to go.
Although inputting text on it is slow, like I open up Notepad, so if I wanted to say I am recording Tecker 911, then I can write it out, and then you see it converts it. If it makes a mistake, like there, I wrote O, but it thought I wrote S, I can hit down, and then I hit RECORD. So this does take far longer than typing. But Reed's right, if you're standing up, then you don't really have a choice. I actually use my tablet in laptop mode like 80% of the time, with the exception of in math and physics class.
Yeah. Another benefit is if you're using it in laptop mode and you just need to write one formula, you just pick up your pen and write it. You don't even have to flip it around.
Right. Artists use it a lot. For example, this is something that someone in my physics class drew for me, like in just like 3 minutes at the end of class, just like fooling around with it. I'd never be able to do something like this because I can't draw.
The advantage of having a tablet PC is it's basically, a lot of tablets are just a Wacom tablet, graphics tablet, inside the screen. And you don't have the disconnect you have when you're using a USB graphics tablet, where you're writing over here and then you're looking at the screen. You're just writing, and it comes up just like writing on paper.
Right, so a lot of graphics tablets, yeah, as Reed said, a lot of artists use graphic tablets, which are just a little box that you draw on and then you look on the screen. This is a graphics tablet in one. So
and you get the great pressure sensitivity that you would in programs like Adobe Flash or Photoshop.
Or this is Inkscape, and you can see it's pressure sensitive, like when I draw lightly here with pencil or when I draw heavy. That's probably not the best illustration. Paint, not a good illustration. Airbrush, I think. See, light airbrush, more heavy airbrush, light airbrush, more heavy. There you can see. So it's good for artists as well. It's probably not for everyone, like a slate. Like I would definitely not buy just a slate tablet,
Yeah.
but as I said, I use it to convertible. So it's a laptop 80% of the time, and then it just swivels to be a tablet, the 10 to 20% of the time in physics class when they need to use it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also, we mentioned it's $100 or $200 more. I think they make really good computers as well. So it's, you pay the $100 or $200 in addition to the Wacom to the normal computer, but it's also a really good computer as well.
Another thing lots of tablets have is a modular bay drive. Other laptops have this as well. So
Right.
basically what that is if you can see here, it's where the CD drive would be, but you can take your CD drive out when you're not using it and insert either just a piece of plastic to protect it from dust, which makes it lighter, or a modular bay battery, which gives you maybe 1, 2, 3 hours of extra battery life, or another hard drive.
Right. Although, a lot of higher end computers do it. That's the thing. Tablets are, in general, higher end computers, so they come with the higher end features plus the tablet features. Software that's tablet enabled, as we said, the Windows input panel, which is that thing right there, that lets you input text in any application, and then there are a few specific applications like OneNote, which we talked about in an earlier episode, that are actually pen enabled and will save stuff in pen. You can convert what you write in pen to text, but like in OneNote, I just leave it as text because it's not perfect.
On my tablet PC, I now run Ubuntu Linux, and I'm just going to show you a couple of features that that has for tablet PC. A great note-taking application is Xjournal. You can just have most of the stuff OneNote has. You got all your colors of pens. Scroll down, take your notes in there.
It has the stuff that Windows Journal has, which Windows Journal comes free with tablet versions of Windows, and OneNote adds the ability to organize stuff into notebooks and a few extra features for integration with Office. With Windows XP, tablet was only available with the Windows XP Tablet PC edition, which came only with new tablets. But with Vista, it's available in all versions that are not Home Basic, and I'm not sure if it's available in Home Premium. And then Ubuntu, of course, has everything built right in.
Yeah. So I just downloaded Ubuntu, and this is 9.04, and I was very surprised to find that the pen worked right out of the box, right away. And then I installed, for tablet PCs on Linux, you can install CellWriter, which is this handwriting application.
Right, it's the same thing as the tablet input panel on Windows.
So you just write it in, hit enter, and it'll insert your text for you right there.
Yep.
So that's some stuff about using tablet PCs with Linux.
Right, it's the sort of same thing. It's the CellWriter inputs text into any application, doesn't have to support tablets, and then there are a few applications that support tablets that will just save your handwriting for you.
Yeah.
One thing I have for my tablet, because as I said, the keyboard is, you can't really write on it, so I bought this keyboard here for $10. Stuck a piece of green felt on it, kind of fits within my stuff, and plug it in via USB, and I can type on it while it's in tablet mode. Makes it a little bit easier to work in tablet mode, but still I use it in laptop mode 80% of the time in classes other than math and physics. And I also had a bump case for it, which comes with a shoulder strap. You can carry it like that, and that's how I carry it primarily, so that it's always easily accessible.
So I hope we gave you a good overview of tablet PCs and what they're used for, why they might be useful, and then you can decide if maybe the $100 extra on your laptop would make it worth it to have a tablet PC.
Right, when I first got it, I thought you'd be using tablet PCs all the time, but that's not the case at all. I think for my use of it, at least, it's a great add-on, and I would definitely pay $100 or $200 extra when I bought my laptop to get the additional features, but it's not the end-all, be-all.
Yeah, especially if you're an art student, you might want to consider it because of the large graphics size.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm Reed Dame.
And I'm Michael Plasmeier.
Enjoy your tablet PC.
To watch this episode again, or to watch any of our prior episodes, you can visit our website, 911.tecker.net, T-E-C-K-E-R. And on the website, we have our prior episodes, as well as you can view them directly on the website, or you can download them in WMV for Windows, iPod or QuickTime format for your iPod, or if you have iTunes installed, an MP3 audio-only version of the show, and a WMV HD version of the show, which you can download via BitTorrent, that looks really, really clear and in pristine HD quality. And instructions for downloading via BitTorrent are also on the site. On the right-hand side, we have more information about us and about each of the members of the show, as well as quick links to all of our prior episodes and links to the RSS feeds for each of the formats that we release the show in, and links to subscribe to the show in iTunes if you have an iPod, an Apple TV, an iPhone, any Apple device. You can click on that link in either video or audio format. You can also in iTunes search for Tecker, T-E-C-K-E-R, in the iTunes store, and then you can find our podcast that you can subscribe to free. Also, if you do not have an iPod, if you have
like a generic MP3 player, then you can use the you can still listen to our show if on our website you subscribe to this MP3 audio version in a feed catcher, in a podcatcher like Juice. You can search for Juice on Google, download that program, and then it'll load the shows automatically onto your generic MP3 playing device. If you have any questions about the show or about technology, you can send us an email at 911@tecker.net, or you can leave us a voicemail at 610-572-2847. Thank you so much for watching Tecker 911.